Good day, everyone. So, my report is all about psychoanalytic therapies. I'm a third reporter, and my report is all about brief history of psychoanalysis and why does psychoanalytic works. So, here's the topic outlines: brief history of psychoanalysis and why does psychoanalytic works. So now let's move on to the brief history of psychoanalysis. So the discipline was established in the early 1890s by Austrian neurologist Sigmund Freud. So we all know naman kung sino si Sigmund Freud because we tackled about him since the theories of personality and since then pa. So let's move on to why does or how does psychoanalysis started. So, it is primarily devoted to the study of human psychological functioning and behavior. So, although it is also can be applied to societies. Freud received a grant to study with Jean-Martin Charcot, a neurologist who introduced hypnotism for hysteria and several other disorders. So, from this beginning, Freud developed his vast system of theories which he named psychoanalysis in 1896. So specifically, the psychoanalysis was developed during 1896 and it started when Freud worked with or received grant to study with Charcot. So parang naging basis doon yung when Charcot introduced him to hypnotism or the hysteria, then doon nag-start na nagkaroon siya ng mga theories on how to theories about psychoana theories about the field, and it started na ma-create niya na yung psychoanalysis in 1896. So, in psychoanalysis therapy, so paano ba siya nagsimula? So, Freud would have a patient lie on a couch to relax, and he would sit behind them taking notes while they told him about their dreams and childhood memories. So, doon siya nag-start. Nag-start siya nung nagkaroon siya ng patient. So, paano niya sinimulan yung psychoanalysis? So, pinarelax niya and he observed his patient through his or her dreams and experiences or childhood memories. So the goal is accomplished through talking to another person about the big question in life, the things that matter, and diving into the complexities that lie beneath the simple seeming surface. Now let us discuss the reasons why does psychoanalytic works. So I got this from the internet from the 7 reasons why the psychoanalytic works until now. So I will just discuss this to you. Psychoanalytic theories and therapies strive to understand the unique phenomenology of a person. In doing so, the meaning and the values that give significance to our lives are honored and supported. So in our modern era of brain research, a person's experience of living is sometimes reduced to a discussion of biochemicals and brain structures. Love, happiness, sadness, or misery can be simplistically explained by neuropathways, select brain regions, and neurotransmitters, while the remarkable advances of science have allowed researchers to understand how biological systems function during the experience of such emotions. They actually offer descriptions of how they happen, not explanations for this phenomena. By reducing the essence of the human experience, or any living creature's experience for that matter, to an objectified mechanistic system, we deny the most salient of human abilities, which is our emotion. Our capacity to create seemingly limitless ideas and stories has allowed the mind to be um, emancipated from the constraints of sensory reality. We imagine, invent, create, and transcend beyond the material world toward a world of potentialities. Next, psychoanalytic therapists have kept these existential considerations central to the mission of advancing human understanding and promoting personal growth. So, all civilized societies require that persons conform to the standards, rules, and expectations that are necessary to live cooperatively. Our socialization begins at birth and requires that a person learn to adapt to social demands and to internalize those demands as one's own. The primary task for mental health is to achieve this conformity while preserving one's personal integrity. This integrity requires us to respect our diversity in many forms, such as ethnicity, religious, sexual, and etc., while balancing our needs for social connection and acceptance, and engaging our internal emotional and cognitive potentials to grapple with life's challenges. So, as today's technology has allowed us nearly immediate gratification for many of our needs, such convenience can undermine a person's emotional maturity by circumventing the ability to tolerate frustration. Tolerating frustration involves the ability to delay gratification, self-containment of tension states, inhibiting reflexive action, and the ability to engage in thoughtful, reflexive planning. Lacking in this capacity, one is prone toward impulsive and potentially addictive lifestyles. No wonder, then, that these addictive and impulsive styles have historically been seen as characteristic of adolescence, where mature brain development has not yet been achieved. If, however, needs and demands can be satisfied in nanoseconds, there is little motivation to cultivate self-containment. So, psychoanalytic therapies are not quick fixes intentionally so as to allow for the facilitation of the maturing process to unfold. So, while some might call this old-fashioned, it is actually a principle aligned with how nature works. Psychoanalytic therapies, next slide. Psychoanalytic therapies strive to enhance self-awareness. So patients are encouraged and empowered to seek their personal truths through introspection and insight. So the role of the therapist serves as a guide who accompanies the patient through the exploration and examination of one's private mind. As a guide, the therapist offers some protection from the fear of self-acknowledge and, most importantly, serves as a witness to the self-truths that may need to be proclaimed. Guiding and witnessing are among the most important interpersonal functions as they offer a secure acceptance and validation of the individual. These functions establish the conditions for healthy attachment and honor a person's value and purpose. It is important to recognize that psychoanalysis is still relevant today. Next, psychoanalytic models provide a compassionate and normalized perspective. So, psychoanalytic therapy allows the patient to distinguish perceptions from fantasies, desires from needs, or speculations from truths. So, insight and corrective emotional experiences with a therapist can help us regain our ability to care for ourselves and our loved ones. And psychoanalytic treat people, not diagnose. Sorry, hindi ko na-include dito, but I will just explain it. So, psychoanalytic therapists treat people, not diagnose. So, in psychoanalytic therapies, the focus of inquiry and treatment is exclusively upon a person's unique subjective experience, and thus each treatment is unique in itself. Therefore, every therapy is tailored to the specific needs of the individual based upon his or her personality, background, abilities, and maturity. One person's therapy cannot be accurately compared to another's, precluding the meaningful comparisons needed for scientifically controlled research studies. This approach to therapy values the person over the diagnosis. That is the focus of the treatment, is to help a patient achieve an approved quality of life, not simply to reduce problematic symptoms. This goal may be achieved by reducing symptoms to some degree, but may also include acceptance of one's self and that some of life's issues need to be survived rather than fixed. Lastly, is it offers the most comprehensive understanding of the mind among all other psychological theories. So art, music, literature, and dance are methods humans have created to express the enormity of our shared lives and the drive to understand the essential meaning of our existence. So psychoanalytic theories also examine our relationship to these humanities as they may hold personal significance for the individual. Psychoanalysis evolved from Freud's devotion to understanding himself and others as members of dominant world species. All of our methods for expression serve to approximate but never fully elucidate human uniqueness. So that's all for my report. And here's my reference. Thank you for listening.